Hello and welcome to Module 4, the Hypnosis Script. So we've done the induction, and we're just going to do another induction for your benefit. Take a couple of deep breaths. Relax. Breathe out. We'll do a beach induction. Imagine your favourite beach. If you're not a beach lover, just imagine for a moment that you are. Perfect beach. You walk onto the beach. You can feel the sand squishing under your feet, massaging your feet. The sand is dry, and you move closer to the edge. The sand becomes a little harder and cooler. You get right to the water's edge, and the edges of the waves are just gently rolling over your feet, in and out, in and out. You notice the sky is a beautiful blue. The sun is gently warming your face and arms, and there's a hint of a cooling breeze. And as you look at the water, you see the sun just sparkling on the surface, peaceful, shimmering, relaxing. Down by your right foot, you notice a smooth, round stone. You pick it up and you throw it high into the sky. You're surprised at how far and how high it goes. And then it seems to stop, and it begins to fall down and down, almost in slow motion, further and further, and then there's a gentle splash on the surface of the ocean, and the stone, you imagine it sinking down and down and down and gently touching the bottom. And it's such a peaceful feeling to think about this. All the things that are going on inside the ocean. All the knowing, all the teachings, all the learnings inside, deep inside, but yet easy to retrieve, easy to come to mind immediately, instantly, that you require them. That's right. Peaceful, powerful, perfect. All the learnings, all the points of the induction. And of course, you only have to read it, and you'll find your voice just naturally modulating in the right places and pausing in exactly the right places. And your voice will give comfort to your client. They will hear your suggestions and take them deep into their unconscious minds. That's right. So there is a key to great hypnosis, and it's ridiculously simple. But write out your session longhand. Because as you do it, you simply notice what's being said and you think about it. You think about the pacing, you think about the words, and you notice the patterns. And you'll really get a feel for the process. If you write it out just a few times in the first couple of weeks, you'll know it as well, you will learn it quickly. Soon you'll be referring less and less to the script. In time you'll need only bullet points, and And this becomes fun, challenging and interesting. That's right. But at the moment, all you need to do is relax and read. That's right. You just lead the way by your own relaxation. And you take your time. Pause occasionally. Have some water. Observe your client. Observe the state. What's happening with them? Are they moving? Are they twitching? That's right. It's so simple. The pacing is so easy and simple. So the good thing about the hypnosis process is you can manage it as you go. And the first thing you're managing is yourself. Don't rush. Take your time. If in doubt, stop. Have a drink. Stretch a little. I've done the occasional hypnosis process standing up because I've been sitting all day. So once their eyes are closed, I'll just stand up and do it. It's quite good. I've done hypnosis with a terrible cold, and it doesn't matter. You usually feel pretty bad by the end of a day, but you can still do it. And of course, if the loud noise interrupts, you make it part of the process. Dogs, slamming doors, planes, who knows what sort of noises are going to interrupt. It just doesn't matter. The altered awareness parts we did earlier are challenging the unconscious to admit there are things that it isn't aware of, and it changes the pace of the hypnosis. So this was important. And then we move to the Milton's tomato stories. There is great power in stories. And you would simply read it in so much as, I know someone who started a vegetable garden last year, and that she was simply fascinated by the intelligence of tomato plants. Tomato plants come in all shapes and sizes, she said. And you simply water them. Now this story is a story about nutrition. Take your time. Let them wonder what's going on. Leave some gaps. Create the mystery. It really is fun doing this. Now we integrate. We can integrate diet, exercise, and heart math. And because we're in hypnosis, we are bypassing the critical. So we're at the core focus. Remember, your pre-session questioning has unearthed their deepest feeling. In this instance, we're using confidence. So we want to keep linking this feeling into the process, and that's our number one goal. And you'll see that in the hypnosis part as we go further forward. And it's a deep connection with this feeling which will provide you with great success, and your client, of course. Future pacing and confusion. I ask clients to think ahead 173 days. The number isn't important, it's just a slightly confusing number. Nobody can think ahead 173 days. It could be 56 or 57. Uneven numbers seem to boggle the mind a little more. Their conscious mind can't process this time frame, and in this moment another deepening of suggestions occurs. With the future pacing, clearly see themselves wearing their favourite clothes. Perhaps they're on the beach. Maybe they're getting undressed in front of a partner. Maybe they're getting undressed when they see a massage therapist, and they don't feel embarrassed about their body. These ideas pull them forward in time, and they feel that confidence, and then they're drawing that confidence back to the present. So I start to work with the positive suggestion, and with this we're literally boring the unconscious mind into accepting this thought. But it's the passion which drives it home, the passion they bring to it, and the passion that you bring to your voice. And the positive suggestion is, I am a healthy eating, active person, and my weight is perfect. Have them repeat that 10 times, 20 times or more. drive it home. The balloons are another Milton-style image to disconnect the unconscious from their past problems. I have them imagine a series of balloons floating above them, all tethered securely to the ground. On each balloon is written one of their reasons or excuses for being overweight. It might be things like, oh, I'm big-boned, or it's in my family, or I hate being hungry, I hate diets, I hate exercise, I get too sweaty. Whatever they have on their forms, and the things that you've spoken to them about as well. And as they visualize it, they become dissatisfied, they become angry with the balloons, they rip the tethers from the ground, releasing the balloons into the air, and they float up. Another Milton-style image, again, is the choice. Choice performs a similar role in that we have our shopping centre image. We have the shop on one side that have things that are attached to their current life, ideas of obesity, overweight people, lots of the wrong sorts of foods, photographs of them throughout their life and into the future looking overweight. And then they go across to the shop on the other side of the concourse, and the people there are eating without any guilt. They feel happy. There's photographs of your client into the future at their ideal weight. They feel happy over there. The place is lighter, it's brighter. Very important. Build on this. So we're revisiting the feeling that is confidence. We get them to go back to the original feeling, putting their hand on their heart. And this is a very powerful reminder. And spend a little bit of time drilling this. Really remember that time. Build that image up. Make it powerful, brighter, better than it ever was. And then we start to link it to the heart math. And you see this in your script, exactly how it's done. And this provides a regular reminder. It's another anchor. We are anchoring in them recalling these feelings when they have challenges. And it's so important to do this. Really, really critical. Read that part over a few times. Get it really clear in your mind how to do it. And it's as simple as, you've had them remember it, and perhaps someone offers you some food, or perhaps there's the wrong foods there. Perhaps you're feeling hungry and you're at a buffet. Immediately those wonderful feelings come back. You place your hand on your heart. Those confidence feelings giving you so much strength, so much belief in yourself. We just build it around them, but we have the core principle to work with as well. Now the imagery, imagining the food image. The food image is the big table full of foods. We'll do this differently for different clients. And we're seeing that table of food sink down to just the right amounts. And even the favorite foods they have are there, but in just the right amounts. We can spend some time with this imagery. We've done the shopping centre one. And we want to lock this all in. We want to have things like, whenever you walk through a doorway, perhaps just brush your hand on the door or the door jamb. And as you do, that'll be your signal to remind yourself of all the powerful reasons why you're following this program and all the benefits. And of course, the final confirmation. And so, we are just going through step by step by step, having them imagine different scenarios, locking things in, anchoring. And at the end, we ratify. When they come out of hypnosis, remind them of what they have done and how they will feel and act in the future. Do this immediately. It's a very powerful time between the unconscious state, or the hypnotic state, and the full conscious state, when they're slightly in between, feeling slightly woozy. I don't wait for them to stop stretching and yawning or whatever they do. I just start asking questions and putting those thoughts in there and then. Now we can look at food addictions. Very important. Most of the session will be the same, but we're going to focus on the specific food involved. We want to know when and where it's consumed. What's the situation? The frequency? What are the feelings involved? if we can link the food to a feeling, I eat chocolate when I'm bored, when I'm lonely, when I'm upset, we can really start to connect this. And what would happen to them if they can't get that food? What would be the worst thing? Ask them that question. And ask them, how do you know you need that food? What signal is your body or your mind giving you? What's those emotions? Where are those feelings? Again, we want locations. Oh, whenever I need chocolate, I just seem to have this hollow feeling in my stomach, or this kind of emptiness in my heart. They're the feelings. Those descriptions are gold. And of course we want to know how they're going to feel while eating the food. Generally, they don't enjoy it. Most people will wolf it down and not even enjoy it. And how they feel afterwards? Well, I guarantee they don't feel good. If they do feel good by any chance, it's short-lived, because then they feel guilty. A, they haven't enjoyed it. They're stressed because they ate the whole thing. They really feel badly. Now you can bring some of those table images again. We can have a lot of images, because we know that if it was pizza, for example, and you can imagine that pizza on the table has just been served up, it's steaming hot. How good does that feel? And you ask them when you're in hypnosis, oh, it feels really good. Yeah, just nod if, or you can say just nod if that feels really good. That it looks really good, yeah. But just imagine now that pizza has gone cold. It's no longer steaming. And the cheese is a little hard on top. And that's not so good, is it? And they'll nod or they'll say yes. Now imagine it's really cold and the fat is all congealed on the pizza. Oh, and it's kind of gooey, and when you pull it apart, it's not very pleasant. This isn't so good, is it? No, keep ratifying that with them. And perhaps when you look close, that you see it looks like there was some insect droppings, some cockroach droppings in there. Oh, it could enough to make you vomit, but you won't vomit. Really, really go to town on this. Be creative. Go nuts. Make it absolutely gross. If it's chocolate, well, we know for certain, and you can tell them this, that a certain percentage of extraneous material is permitted in the manufacturing process. A chocolate will have certain percentage of cockroaches, of spiders, of droppings, of mice or rats. This is the reality in big processing plants. Perhaps they can imagine that as the chocolate's being made, it's coming along the conveyor belt, and there seems to be some slightly crunchy things in there. I wonder what they are. And it looks like a little bit of shell from a cockroach, or a whisker from a mouse or a rat. Really hone that down. And of course you can have the table image too, and the table image just like melting down into this congealed mess of pizza or chocolate or whatever it is, and you can see these little bits of insect, and you can smell, and it's rancid and it's strong and it's powerful, and it makes you feel like vomiting, except you won't vomit. I always add that. I've never had anybody vomit, but I don't want it to happen. Emotional eating, again, we have our standard approach. We have our induction. But we're really going to be working on the heart math part of this. They need their structured diet. They need their exercise. But all of the conscious priming activities, they really need that. They need to build their resilience, to have them standing up straight, feeling good, looking in the mirror, making positive statements, doing their heart math exercise. Have them making statements while they're walking. They're walking along, and think of a little story. Some people even turn the story into a song. They create a few lines about how good they feel and just sing it along to a favorite tune. Why not? Because if they're not doing that, chances are their mind is going to a negative place. We need to get them across the line, get them over the stress. And the more heart math they do, the less stress hormone they've got, the more DHEA they've got, the more power pose they do, the less stress hormone and the more testosterone. They're feeling better, they're feeling confident. This is what you want for your clients.